welcome again. Welcome to my channel. This is Yasser Suleiman. I'm glad that I got a good response for the introduction of this program on my channel, the talk series. Thank you for the sponsors. Thank you for the talk, a B2B media platform. So I shall go on. Uh, as I had given in an introduction, I will be discussing different chapters or different nuances, different dimensions of talking, how to talk right, how to talk relevantly. So, today, the first chapter, the first portion I'm going to speak about is content. See, now I'm shifting more towards business conversations, professional conversations, or how to speak to from could be to business or business to consumer, but mostly business to business. How do you stay? How do you speak the right content? The first and foremost, it should be relevant, right? Now, for example, I'll explain what I mean by relevance is. You are in a business meeting. You could be, I suppose you could be, okay, you could be a banking institution. You could be any of the major banks in India, okay, or even elsewhere. And you need to speak to certain level, like for example, the IPL. Maybe one of you is ready to sponsor one of the events or one of the teams, one of the players in IPL. It's happening in Dubai, right? It also happens in Dubai. Pardon me for the error. So, if you want to speak to IPL owners, IPL formats, whomever the management, who organizes these events, could you suddenly speak about, hey, they found water on Mars? That's totally irrelevant, right? In a business conversation or in a professional conversation, keep it relevant. So, first and foremost, relevance. To explain this more, let's say, what do you call? Okay, take it a little bit away. Now you're at home. You're speaking with your kids, your spouse, your partner, your siblings, your mother, father, little elderly in the family. You could speak about different matters. Of course, you could discuss what's on news, what's in politics, the environment, whatever is bothering you. But would it make sense to them if you suddenly speak about I don't know what's happening in your office? There is some error in accounts. Some clients have these issues. That does not make sense to them, right? This is why saying keep the matter relevant. All right. So yeah. So now, slightly related to this is the second point. Interest, right? The person or the audience you are speaking to should be interested in what you speak. Right? There is no point if you're just blabbering and blabbering and blabbering. If the person or the people in front of you are not interested in what you have to say, I you can't go and speak about. I I don't wish to sound political in this. Let's say, for example, you can't go and speak to people who are interested in sports or mostly who are interested in any kind of sports or say cricket. You can't go and speak to them about what's happening in long jump or high jump or marathons or Olympics. They may or may not be interested, but they are the discussion you are having is about cricket. Like the take for the example I said earlier about IPL. In an IPL meeting, you are talking to sponsors, you are speaking to organizers, you are speaking to cameramen, news channels, you are speaking about IPL. How would be how would it how would it be if you suddenly brought I don't know, like recently there was a yoga day, right? You suddenly speak about the greatness of yoga when the sponsor, when the event happening is IPL. Of course, yoga is a great discipline. Just saying there's a time and relevance for anything that is speak. So that's what the relevance I told first, and like sorry, I slightly went away. That interest, right? People are coming or people are listening to you to to hear about a particular matter. keep that interest alive. Now, this is a kind of a misnomer. The third point, language. I am speaking English, and recently, again, not to go too much political, but there is a lot of talk about which Indian language is superior, and you should remove away foreign hands and all. I just would like to say language is just a medium of communication. It could be in any language. You could speak of course, I'm speaking English, but then you could speak in Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Malayalam, Kannada, Marathi, Bengali, Hindi, anything you could speak across, as long as the listener understands. This is the third point which you should take care of. First, I told you about relevance. Second is on interest, relevance to matter, interest your audience is having, and third is their understanding. See, you could speak in any language. You could speak any whichever. I'm not saying one language is better than the other. I am speaking English because I am comfortable in English. I am an Indian. I am a South Indian. I have roots in both Tamil Nadu and Kerala, so I can speak in Tamil or I can speak in Malayalam. Now, Tamilum பேசுவேன் Malayalam संसारिक्या and I do know a little bit of Hindi. मैं हिंदी में भी बात कर सकता हूँ, but I am comfortable in English in this video. That's what your level of comfort. If you're comfortable in Tamil and your audience, the person who's listening to you or the people who are listening to you understand that language, go ahead. Why should you stick to English? If they understand, go ahead, speak in that language. So that again comes to interest, right? They will be interested only if they understand. All right. So are they understanding your language? And again, related to this, keep your language simple. I admire the person. I admire, but there are a lot of memes about him. I'm talking about Shashi Tharoor. He's a great man. He's a wise man, and he does know a lot of English. But the words may sound a little too complicated for a normal listener. I'm not. I can't say who's normal, who's abnormal. I have difficulty in understanding, but for those of you who didn't know, I have been a novelist, I have been a writer, I have written a lot, yet I still have difficulty in understanding some of his words. Recently, I saw a kind of video of him on YouTube where he says one word that should have around 20 letters. Such a long word. Okay, so that's what my point is. Keep it simple. Keep your language simple. Simple words. I perhaps people they will tell me that try to remove my accent. This I am working on it, but it comes naturally to me because of my past career. I had worked in call centers and so on. So I'm trying to work on it. So keep it simple. Keep your voice normal. It's how to say, the person understands what you're saying, you get your message across. Then why all the hocus pocus? Why are you trying to sound oh, I'm sorry, my mimic is better, like Shah Rukh Khan or I don't know, like Rajinikanth or Mohanlal or whoever, or Amitabh Bachchan. Why are you trying to sound like him? Sound like yourself. So once again, repeating the relevance of the content, the interest audience should be able to understand, and the audience should have interest, and of course they should be able to understand. Now the fourth point: do not sound too robotic. Add some life to your voice. See how I am speaking. Of course, you can see me speaking. I'm making gestures, I'm making expressions, but also listen to my voice. I'm adding life. Now I'll just repeat these past two lines in another tone. Listen to my voice. I'm adding life. I'm speaking good words interestingly. Which one would you prefer when you're on the phone? You would prefer someone adding life to the conversation, making it like, oh, how to say, I'm not getting the words right. That's difficult to get with. That's it. That should be your tone. Your you should sound eager to speak, right? Then only the people listening will be eager to listen. If you're, as I said in the introduction in the previous video, your voice is too low and you're kind of sounding dead, I'm conducting a YouTube video. If say you perhaps most of you wouldn't even have heard what I said right now. Keep it simple, keep it clear, and uh, keep your voice right? So, but still add some life as if you're interested in what you speak, so that people will be interested in listening. Somewhere I have heard over several years. It's of course it's slightly unrelated. Then I will show the relevance to it, the relation to it. Love yourself so that others can love you. That's what. Love what you speak so that others can love what you speak. You must be interested in what you speak for others to be interested. All right. Now, know what you speak. Knowledge. This is coming towards the end, but this is of course very important. You are keeping on speaking, blabbering a lot. Say, people who know me personally would understand this. I'm nowhere related to medicine or engineering or space physics. Perhaps I would sound like in Hindi Munna Bhai MBBS, or in Tamil the remake was Vasul Raja MBBS. Like Sanjay Dutt in the Hindi version, Kamal Hassan in the Tamil version. I'm explaining a lot to doctors on how to operate on the neurological diseases, where how blood flows, etc., etc. I have no idea of what I speak, but I'm giving a lecture in a hospital. Since I have good association with the KMCH hospital, pardon me, doctors, how would you like if I come and give a lecture to your hospital to medical students in KMCH hospital? Would that make any sense? And especially if I have no knowledge of what I'm speaking about, only through WhatsApp forwards or what I find on Google, it doesn't make sense, right? So you do some research when you especially on B2B, you're meeting a client. I'll get a little more serious on this. You're meeting a client. um, Perhaps they could be uh, a car company. Okay, you're going to speak about what you offer to them. Now, for example, the talk where I work and we are going to meet a client, luxury brand car. You want to pass a proposal. What do you speak? What is their weakness? What do they require? Know this first. Do a research. I'm not asking you to lengthy research, find all information. A simple Google search will give you tidbits of information, right? This is important. Do some research, have some knowledge on what you're going to speak. All right. And last but not the least, I should perhaps practice on this. Don't deviate too much from the topic. I guess all of you would be, or most, or even at least some of you would be smiling, grinning, or whatever, and showing expressions in this statement. You're speaking to a client, you're speaking to a professional, you're speaking to a business partner, you're speaking to even your spouse. To not, you're speaking about matters like, say, okay, leave business out of it, leave official matters out of this. You're speaking to your spouse, you're speaking to your child, you are telling them of the, you're speaking about rising expenses and how you had to kind of control expenditure to manage house. Would you suddenly bring in like but the price of that Audi car is very good, or oh no, let me do something. Oh, do you know Shah Rukh Khan wears this perfume? You're speaking about expenditure in your home. What has that to do with Shah Rukh Khan wearing some sort of perfume? Again, relevance, and you're suddenly deviating too much. I hope whatever made today makes sense. Whatever talked today, spoke today makes made sense. This is the final point. Talk only sense, or do not talk at all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Please do like this video. Please do subscribe to my channel, and please do share this. I have lots more coming on this program of mine, the talk series. And thank you so much for the sponsors of this program. I hope all of you do share it. And That's it. Yasser Sulman saying thank you. Tata. Bye bye.